town in central Georgia, and our education system wasn't great. Like a lot of people might say my town had a meth problem. I don't see it as a problem though, because like yes, our literacy rates may have been down, but our chemistry scores were through the roof. Now, if only they would teach the kids how to forge prescriptions, I think they could bring back cursive, honestly. No, Central Georgia is a weird place. I remember when they first legalized open carry, and honestly that never felt normal to me. Like, I remember the first time I saw just like a regular person in public with a gun. I was in line at the movie theater to see Monsters vs. Aliens, and there was this guy in line in front of me just strapped at the movie theater, and I remember thinking, oh my god, the 3D must be insane. So I grew up in like an anti-gun household, so I never understood the rationale for just like always having a gun. But people would explain to me, they're like, well, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And that made me wonder, do these people just fantasize about there being a bad guy with a gun just so they can shoot somebody? Because that reminded me of when I was 10, and I would sing in the grocery store, just in case there was a Disney Channel casting agent looking for their next big star in Kroger. No, I don't think I was ever meant to be on Disney Channel though, because I have parents who love me. I have a good relationship with my parents. I do. I have a good relationship with my parents. I actually like to call them when I'm writing to run things by them. But I realize my parents have two very different ideas of like what is and isn't appropriate. Like I'll run a joke by my mom and she'll be like, I feel like that might be offensive to people with glasses. Then I'll run a joke by my dad and he'll be like, I feel like that would be funnier in a Jamaican accent. We're not doing that. I like to tell my parents about everything. I even tell them about my dating life, and I don't usually like, getting up here and talking about my dating life, but I recently went on the shortest date I've ever been on. It was 40 minutes, and afterwards, guys, it wasn't me. He thought everything I said was hilarious. But afterwards, he texted me and he was like, I had a great time, but I don't think there was a connection, and that's fine. But also that's like plugging in your phone and looking at it after 5 seconds and being surprised it's not fully charged. And I feel like men jump to conclusions too quickly. Like I don't do that, I don't determine whether or not there was a connection until I've eaten at least 3 restaurants I've been wanting to try. You guys call it gold digging. I call it meal planning. Dating can be fun, it can be, but the one thing I hate is like going through that initial interview process. You have to ask all the like generic questions. One thing a lot of guys like to ask me is if I like to travel, and traveling is fun, but I feel like a lot of white women travel overseas to find themselves. A lot of white men travel overseas to find a new business venture. Like, I feel like white men go overseas and they're like, this is amazing. How can I ruin it? Like, at the cornerstone of every Italian restaurant is a white man who went on vacation. And I know this because I worked at a pizza place. And one thing I realized working at a fast casual pizza place is no one has higher expectations than someone who paid less than $10 for their meal. Like this one time, this lady asked me if we would sing happy birthday for her son. Meanwhile, my coworkers were in the back ranking ethnicities on a pizza box. I think Cheesecake Factory would have been a better bet. Anyway, thank you so much, guys.